If you've been sneezing and sniffling or feeling that fall fog, well, you're not alone, folks. Allergy season across Metro Atlanta is in full swing. Another type of season, right, that we're going through. And it may be even stretching a little bit longer, right? Experts say ragweed pollen can trigger symptoms up to 75% of people with seasonal allergies during the fall months. Believe me, I've been feeling it. The latest climate data showing Atlanta's allergy season now lasts about 20 days longer than it did just a few decades ago. And wet leaves and yard debris can boost more spore levels by more than 40% after rain, which we haven't had a whole lot of, right? One of the top asthma triggerers each fall right there, right? All right, let's put down our Kleenex for a moment, talk for a few minutes to our physician here, Sylvia Morris, Dr. Sylvia Morris. Thanks so much for being on the show. Welcome.
Great to be here.
All right, after the fall, we brace for allergies. Every fall, at least, we brace for allergies, but this year it seems especially bad. What's making the season hit so hard here in Metro Atlanta?
Well, the seasons are longer now. We have warmer days, so that means that the spores and pollen and all the weeds can grow a little bit faster. So there's just more of it.
Wow. So how does Atlanta's climate play in a role in this? Was it the warmth? We didn't have a whole lot of rain. Let's put it that way, right? So far, we've got drought and it's getting worse. Is it the humidity? Is it the frost? What makes it last much longer now?
Well, certainly the warmth, and when we talk about the growing season, so starting in summer, all the way through fall, we won't have probably a deep frost, and you know more about this than I do, until much, much later in the season. So that means that weeds are growing. They don't, as you your yard, it doesn't take very much for one weed to just pop up, and once it grows and the spores release in the air, and here we are.
So talk to me about the difference in season as far as like the spring. We know spring, a lot of people get these allergies. We got all that pollen in the air. Is there a difference here, like in the fall, than it is the spring when it comes to symptoms and how they're different from spring to fall?
Absolutely. So in the fall, it is ragweed. You think it's just one weed that's causing the problems. It is. But remember, one plant can have over 1 million spores. And it only takes a few spores to irritate our eyes, our nose, and our throat.
Is there a big difference or a myth when it comes to managing these allergies? I used to think that every spring I just caught a cold, but a doctor told me no, if it's happening over and over again, it's probably an allergy. How do we self-diagnose ourselves right?
Well, I'm not a big fan of self-diagnosis, but, certainly if it is mainly your eyes or mainly your nose or mainly your throat, so that weird tickle you get in your throat or in your ears, because your ear, nose, and throat are all connected, then it's probably allergy. If it's just lasting for under a week, probably allergy. You can talk to your pharmacist about a non-sedating allergy medication or antihistamine. If you have what we would call constitutional symptoms, meaning I feel feverish, I have body aches, I have, diarrhea, I'm throwing up, I have a horrible headache in addition to a cough, then please see your primary care doctor. And then also, I always want to put in a plug for making sure that you get a flu shot.
Yeah, that's always important. Now, clear this up for me as well. If you've already had symptoms, is it too late to start taking the medication, or should you have already taken it prior to it coming on?
Well, if you can anticipate it, that would be fantastic, right? But if you have symptoms, then please take a non-sedating antihistamine, and again, talk to your pharmacist about that, because they will help to abate whether it's your itchy eyes. There are allergy drops for your eyes. There are also medications that help for that itchy feeling in your throat and your ears.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Sylvia Morris, I was fine until I started talking to you, and now talking to you, I feel itchy.
Well, I have to charge you for that.
It's in the mail. Thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.